man. Listen, man, welcome back to the podcast. I am excited for this guest, man. Listen, my guy, Mr. Chip Baker, sent him to me. Seemed like a very interesting young man, and for sure he hot though. Let's talk about your TikTok, man. Let's get on this content creation, man.
Let's go.
Let's talk about it. So, what made you try to put motivation and inspiration together? Come on.
Oh man, you did your homework. I already know. You did your homework. So I've been on a journey for years to try to figure out how to merge entertainment and inspiration. I feel like those are the two things that I was wired and created to do.
Yes.
So for years I've been trying to figure out how to put those two together. So I did a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot that you missed.
Okay, come on.
I made some missteps. I don't did
That's okay.
books,
come on.
courses. I was trying to have a clothing line, just trying to figure it out. Like,
yes, sir.
How do I merge these two things?
Yes.
A lot of stuff didn't work. Some stuff did. But I got to a point about 1,500 videos in. 10 years, 1,500 videos
1,500.
Right.
Hold on. Don't go too far now.
Okay.
1,500 videos.
At least.
Some people would have quit at 15.
From between YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, my first TikTok page.
Okay.
It was at least 1,500 videos before I really got clarity.
I got you. All right. So the key is clarity.
That's the key.
Okay. So, all right, go ahead. So take us on this journey, though.
So I'm about 1,500 videos in. By now, I've done, again, all that stuff. Dance videos, singing, rap. I've done everything, bro. Like, I was spinning in circles, and sometimes it will work, but I always knew it wasn't right.
Okay.
So I got to a point where I was like, I don't feel clear. I keep restarting.
Okay.
I'm trying to do things that are working for other people. Let me turn off everything. I turned off. Deleted all my social media apps.
Okay.
Stopped listening to podcasts. Stopped reading books. Not that those things aren't good.
Yeah, I got you.
Because they're amazing.
But you need to get locked in.
I had to go inside.
Ooh,
that's what happened.
Yes.
Because I was looking all around like, oh, maybe I'll do that. Or maybe that. I had to turn everything off for a season and look inside.
I like that.
So this is what happened. True story. I went to a football game at McKinney High School.
Okay.
And at the time, I'm trying to remember, how do I merge motivation and entertainment in a way that people actually want to hear it?
Come on.
That's the difference.
Yes, sir.
I could just try.
Yeah. You can just put anything together.
Do it.
Yeah,
that don't mean I want to hear it.
But you want a strategy.
Okay. So I go to this game, thousands of people. It's packed. Two interesting things happen. And I'm in this moment where I'm not on social media. I'm going internal, thinking, should I even do this anymore? So I'm in this game. And a little baby song comes on. Drip too hard, don't stand too close. You're going to mess around and drown.
Okay.
The crowd goes crazy.
Okay.
I'm like, that's interesting. People have a very interesting reaction to music.
All races. Okay.
We in McKinney. So it was everybody.
Okay.
But it's not a rap culture up there.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
But they singing it though.
Everybody's going crazy.
Okay.
Right? Second thing that happens that's crazy. There's tons of kids at this game. Thousands of people. But I see like 5 kids with their AirPods in their head at this game, which means they rather be listening to whatever they're listening to than enjoying this moment.
Okay.
So I was like, wait a minute, I did used to rap. That was the first thing, my rap name was 3rd grade rapper when I was 8.
Man.
And I had
so creative though. We're gonna get on that in a minute.
So I was like, what if I start rapping again?
Okay.
Because they seem to like that. And what if I put a positive message in there?
Okay.
But it can't be too positive. Let's just be real. Don't nobody want to hear some super squeaky clean, positive.
Yeah.
You can do
You got to put a little ratchetness in it.
You got to put a little spice on it, right? Spice. So I'm like, I'll make it funny because it's a little bit more disarming. So I tried it. I was like, it might work. First video, boom. I think the first video, and I don't talk about numbers to be cool. I'm just talking about impact. First video did like 200,000 views. I'm like, is this a gimmick?
Hold on. Are we getting lucky or are we onto something?
Now, when we say first video, let's be very clear. First video after the break. So it was the first video after 1,500 videos. You get what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Very clear. It was not my very
that.
first video.
Yes.
It was my first video back after 1,500 videos.
What kept you motivated to keep going though?
Because I knew there was something in there. And I know that's not super specific, but I know there's somebody listening and you have something, but you just got to keep going, keep digging inside until you figure out what that something is.
Okay.
Because I knew it. I felt it in my soul. And there was glimpses of it. Like some stuff would work and other people would love it, but I'd be like, no, that's not it. But I just knew there was something in there, and I was addicted to figuring it out, not so I could be cool, but so I can make an impact and do what I feel like I was called and created to do.
All right, so once that first video hit,
okay,
what do your mind shift to? You see the 250,000 views, you're like, what do your mind go?
My mind goes, is this a gimmick?
Okay.
Like, is this, it's TikTok, so you can have one pop video and never see the light of day again.
Yeah, that's true.
So I did one more, did okay, and then I did the third one. Third one goes crazy. My most viewed video ever. I think it might have got beaten out, but at that time, my most viewed video ever. And I was like, oh, this is not a gimmick.
Let's do it.
This is not a game.
Okay.
And then after that, boom, boom, boom. It all started to connect. It's all started to make sense. But you have to understand, this is my whole life coming together.
Come on. After how many years though?
This happened in September of 2022.
Okay.
So that's last year.
Okay. No, I'm talking from the minute that first video to 1,500, how long was that process before that first one hit?
Before the first one hit?
Yes.
After I put it out?
Yeah.
it was immediate.
No. Let me explain. I'm talking about, so you remember you said this is video 1,501 before it hit.
Right.
So from video 0 to 1,500, how long was that process?
Oh, from 0 to 1,500?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That I'm on my 11th year of content, so it's probably 10 years.
Okay.
Maybe even more, because I did my first video was Chris Brown Deuces on the top of the elementary school in my neighborhood. I got kicked off because the janitor was there on a Sunday.
Oh my God.
So that was when I was 16. So I didn't make video 1,501 until I was 28. So that's 12 years?
Okay.
Of creating content. So I was creating content before there was places to create content. I was just making videos.
That's crazy.
And then YouTube hit, and I had some success with dancing on YouTube. But I was like, how much of an impact can you make dancing?
Yeah.
And that's not to discredit dancing. No, you can make a great impact. It just felt like that wasn't my lane.
I got you.
But yeah, that before it really hit, it was.
So how do you come up with these songs though? Because it's very unique. I'm not gonna lie. Because I was going through those videos, I was like, what is his frame of mind? Like
I come up with them in two ways.
Okay.
One, it's all the things that I wish were being elevated in our culture.
Okay.
So I think of, what do I wish people were elevating? Maybe not being sexually promiscuous.
Okay, I got you.
Maybe not shooting somebody.
So, something different.
That's the simple level of like how I come up with it. So it's what breaks your heart. Sometimes they say to find your purpose is either what you're super inspired about or what breaks your heart the most. And what breaks my heart is to see some of the things that go to the top of our culture. So I start there. And then the rest of it is just beyond what I can take credit for.
Okay.
I gotta say, God is implanting these, because some of it I can't take credit for, but it's because I finally got to a place where I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, how I'm supposed to be doing it, and then it just starts to flow.
Do people ever ask you like, how do you ever run out of content? Because my wife,
because at first she was like, how long do you think you could? I'm like, I got like 100 ideas in my notes right now.
I got you.
No, I think creativity, I heard it said before, this is not my original thought, is a faucet. So it's kind of like some people feel like it's a bucket. So when you start pouring, it's going to run out.
Gotcha.
I feel like for true creatives, it's more of a faucet. So when you really open it, it just flows and flows and flows and flows.
And that's how I feel about podcasting. It never runs out.
It doesn't.
Because the simple fact is you get a chance to meet different people, get to know their story. One thing people want to know is, one thing I learned is like, okay, creativity. Like, how important is creativity when it comes to what you're doing?
It's essential, because I've gone through seasons where I wasn't expressing myself super creatively. I was just like strictly motivation and inspiration. And I don't want to say that's ineffective, or like, because some people, that's what they're called to do and it cuts through. But I feel like because the world is so noisy, you can't just be like, hey, you got to be like, A squared. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, they want that. They want a little bit more.
Yeah, you got to cut through. You got to think of creative ways to get the message through.
Okay.
Like, I promise you, if I would have just stood in front of the camera and try to hit people with motivation, some of these same concepts that do millions of views.
Yes.
If I just said it, it wouldn't cut through. Even if I said it in a rap song that wasn't catchy and had the humor in it, it wouldn't cut through.
That's crazy though.
But that creative piece is what makes it unique. It makes it cut through. It makes you go, oh, let me give it a second.
I like that.
Yeah.
So like, and I love to ask these kind of questions, especially for somebody like yourself. So you have all these ideals, and you have these songs.
Yep.
Most of those reels are like what? What's the average reel you
33 seconds.
33 seconds.
Yep.
Okay. So which is most people say, because I'm watching your videos, I'm like, okay, he's running, he got the different camera angles.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how are you creating it? Like,
shout out to my wife.
Okay, come on.
Shout out to wifey. Wifey, the camera woman of the year. I'll show you pictures right now of her on the ground, getting the right angle. She pregnant too, right? She don't care. She makes it happen. So my wife is the one behind the camera, making sure that we get it right. And I love working with her because I mean, you can't make this happen. But I know some people feel however they feel about working with their spouse.
Yes.
No look passes. She already knows. I've had other people try to shoot my videos.
They can't do it.
It don't work right.
Man.
My wife is not a camera person. She does not have a technical background.
Come on.
But we're so in sync offline that when we get to the video, she already knows, oh, you're going to want to go over there.
Yeah.
I trust you say that looks good.
That's good. That's good. And that's why I tell people now, that's the plug. That's the secret.
Yeah.
The secret is her.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, my wife, we got one match, two hustlers. They like, oh, well, so what y'all doing? Because it's like we in sync with each other.
Yeah.
You know, we built this multi-million-dollar empire because we understand how this thing works.
Right.
You know, so your next couple years, you already envision it.
Absolutely.
Now, I have to ask you this question because people get nervous.
Okay.
TikTok.
I'm not scared.
Might be leaving.
I'm not scared.
Okay, come on.
I'm not scared because I've done this for so long. I get how it works, and I don't want to sound arrogant. I promise.
But
arrogant.
Speak on it.
My content, it's good, so it's gonna go wherever it goes.
Okay.
Right. Okay. I'm not dependent on now TikTok. It might be the easiest.
Yes.
But it's quality over quantity for me.
Yes.
And because I put so much focus on the quality, I'm not worried about.
No, I asked that question because some people. We had a couple that was here. I mean, my wife last Saturday, and one thing they said was like, man, TikTok leaving. It's like, but all they do is they're a couple called a couple of bites. So they just go do food vlogs.
Right.
And but I told them, I gave them a tip. I said, I need to set a website up.
Right.
Push people over there.
Yeah, that's another thing.
If you can push the people to the website, and then they can follow your content. Now you can also we can hire content.
Right.
Now you hiring content. Like me and my wife, we hire our content. We charge $10 a month and the community is built.
See, you put me on.
Yeah, so.
And also my focus is really live shows, especially at schools. So if worst case scenario, all the platforms close, I have enough content where I could still meet people in real life, because I think that's really underrated right now, making real life connections. And still make the moves that.
And that's good though. That so what schools are you going to? You just focus on junior high or just elementary, or what's your?
Right now, elementary and junior high school. We'll move up to high school, but the sweet elementary and junior high is the sweet spot. It's a little underrated. A lot of people want to get to the high school students, but I do. Aside from like the shows that we'll talk about today, I work for a company that sends me out to speak.
Oh, okay.
On holistic health and things like that. And sorry, I lost my point.
You work for a company that's they send you out. We were just talking about setting up your TikTok and getting everything in position.
Right. And then dang, I completely lost my train.
It happens. So look, as you building out, you talking about your sweet spot.
Right. Oh, yes. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. The sweet spot because by the time I speak at tons of schools, I'm here in Houston because I'm speaking at schools. Yes. But by the time students get to high school, at least right now, it's really hard to cut through. And they have so many other things going on in their life I'm not saying that it doesn't work, but I like to get them before they have so many walls. So in elementary school, they bout it. Middle school, they might try to not be about it for like the first 24 seconds, and then they bout it. So I like to catch them at that young age before.
So you talked about creating like books, digital products. Like what have you created in the past?
Oh gosh,
you was trying everything.
I've tried everything.
Okay.
So I did because I've had good success on social media. I tried to do a content creating course that flopped. We had a clothing line that didn't flop, but in the process of doing the clothing line, we realized like we don't want to do this every day. Like this is not what we want to do.
I got you.
Shoot. Yeah.
Well, I think the content creation, I think it can come back though. I have faith in it. You know why? Because I know people are looking.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of them seeing you and then how you structuring it.
Right. But what I've learned about me is I am a like true creative.
Okay. So.
And I'm not into the business side.
Okay.
Which could be.
I got you.
So I'm almost splitting. Like I'm okay. Create like we're gonna launch a whole nother business this summer that has nothing to do with content.
I love it.
So that I could be as free as possible on the content side, because I've gone too hard with the business of content, and as like a true creative artist type of person, it killed it for me. It killed it for me. So we make a couple dollars off of YouTube and IG Reels, but most of the bread and butter will come from live shows, and then a whole nother business that has nothing to do with passion. It's just income generating.
I tell people this. Me and my wife have 7 to 8 different streams of income. And about 5 of them, you don't know who we are.
Yeah.
And that's where it's at.
Exactly.
You know, you can make money doing something that people don't have to actually see you.
Right.
But everybody think, I got to be in front of the camera.
Right.
No, you don't have to.
And again, as an artistic person, yes, the money will come on that side. Yes. It does come on that side. But the pressure of making money off of this every single time, I'd rather have a business that is about money so that I can be as free and impactful on the creative side as humanly possible.
All right, so take us to this. You got this idea.
Okay.
About to go in front of this school. How long is it taking you to do these videos?
To do these videos?
Yeah, like the 30-second video. I know are you having a lot of retakes, or are you having a lot of are you so good right now you don't need no retake?
I'm actually getting to the point where I don't need retakes.
Come on, Kobe. Kobe.
But no, I do a lot of retakes. So from start to finish, it'll start with like a line. Like it'll start with a line in my phone, like how you don't know how to do no math, but you know how to twerk. Right? It'll start with a line like that. So then I'll get the line, and then I write the song. I'll find the beat for it. I got to record the song. So before it even touches a video shoot, there's work that's done. Writing, finding the right beat, recording the song. And then after we record the song, coming up with the treatment. I went to music school, and we talked a lot about music videos. So like, I don't shoot from the hip with this. Like,
so it's actually strategic.
It's strategic. We have shot lists. Like,
this
is this shot, slow motion, wide, up close. Like a lot of people might feel like, oh, you just going in front of the camera being funny. No,
it's a strategy.
It's a strategy, and there's a lot more thought into it than it may seem. So yeah, write, record, shot list, and then we find a place to go shoot. And we're even strategic about where we shoot. We shoot in a recognizable place.
Okay. That Popeyes video was fun.
Oh man,
that Popeye video, I was like, okay.
Exactly. So you get what I'm saying? Like, Popeyes. So as soon as you see me with the orange shirt and the Popeyes in the back, you're like, what is about to happen?
Yes, it's intriguing.
Yeah.
It really is, though.
And there's a lot of thought into it. I think, people respect it for what it is, but I think sometimes people are like, "Oh, I could do that," and
they can't.
You probably could, but
no,
it's not. I don't just get in front of the camera like, hey, no. There's so much thought into it.
You know what's funny? Me and my friend just had this conversation.
People
always say they can do something, but they don't do it.
Yeah,
why really can't do it? They really can't do it.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
I'm trying to show them love, but
they really can't do it.
If you could do it, it's probably not as simple as you think it is.
I hate when people say NBA basketball players. Sorry, if you come to your local gym, he would kill you.
I'm with you now.
He would kill you.
Worst player in the whole league.
He would kill you.
The whole 24-hour fitness.
He would kill everybody. Everybody everybody in there.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I agree with you on that.
That's the thing that I don't really like. People acting like I started my podcast mentorship, which is $2,500 for a whole year. I teach them how to podcast, and people, that's it. Then they realize, it's not as easy as I thought. I gotta come up with questions. People's like, man, you don't have questions. I'm like, no, I don't need a question because I've been doing it for so long.
You have audio and video too. Just that alone, like.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not easy.
We have switching cameras too.
There's 3 of them.
They don't understand.
You got to put them all together. It's not easy.
Yeah. So
anyway,
people, you make it look easy, and it seems like it can be easy. But what is as a creator, you have somebody that's sitting on the sideline that say, you know what? I know I can create, but I don't have the motivation. Do you have to be motivated to be creative, or do you?
Bro, I tell so many people to not create content.
Okay.
Honestly, my default is make sure that you're really called to this before you try. That's what I tell everybody, because I have a lot of people that are like, oh, I want to do this, or I'm gonna make content, or I got this business I'm gonna make content for. I'm like, for me, I'm called. First of all,
speak on it.
I would not even be on social media if I didn't feel like I was called. Like, I wouldn't even be on social media if I didn't feel like I was called.
I got you.
So for other people, starting point is this calling? Is this what you're supposed to? I know it sounds simple. Like, what do you mean called to social media? Some of us are called to it.
Some of us are.
We have the personality for it. We have the wiring for it. We have the gifting for it. And it's not to minimize anybody else.
And you got to embrace the critics.
And be okay and survive.
Them critics be on there, man.
People ask me, like, how do you feel about that? I don't.
Yes.
I don't feel about.
I love that, though, because I think people are missing the whole aspect of creativity. And I don't think everybody can create. I think people can tell a story, but they can tell their story, like, on social media. But it's a difference between, I post a story versus I created. It's a big difference. And I don't really do too much of the other one. I was just talking to my wife about this. Like, for me, and not in a negative way, but creating is my job. It's my duty. Yes.
Like, it's a whole mold that I'm in and I do it. That is very different from posting stories that I'm eating this, or I went here, or I went that. I don't even do too much of that.
I love it.
I focus on the part that I feel called to, and that's it. So, numero uno, if someone wants to do content, I'm just like, make sure you're called for it. Because to endure the negativity, to endure the 1,500 videos before you really get clarity, to endure the highs and lows of sometimes you get a bag and sometimes you don't. It has to be calling. The
problem is people post videos just to look for likes and comments.
Yeah.
And to me, that's not even the right mindset.
It's not.
I post videos to empower people.
It's not the right. And it leads, because I've been there before. I figured out the code, and that's part of my many stories. I cracked the code on TikTok.
I love it.
My first page was bigger than the page that I have now. I cracked the code, but there was no calling. So unless you are super empty and those likes really fill a void, there's only so long that likes and views are going to be.
That's true.
Even fulfilling or worth your time. I've been there, done that, cracked the code. I figured out how to do it, how to make a viral video in 2 seconds doing the dumbest thing. But I'm like, this is dumb. So I grew that page to like 500,000 followers, and I deleted it, and everybody thought I was crazy. This is around that time when I said I stopped everything. I grew that first page up because it was void. It was just like these little games that I knew would work. I was like, this ain't it. This ain't it at all.
So people will say like, oh, why would you get rid of it when you're making money? You know, that's what some people would say. Like, I didn't know where I would stop doing it. If I'm making money, I'm just gonna keep doing it. But I think that when you understand your purpose and your calling, you realize that I'm not doing stuff for money. I'm doing stuff for impact.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because some of your videos are so good and intriguing that I know when kids see it, I already know. Right. They're like, oh yeah, they can dance. They can really understand what's going on. So.
They really get the message too. It's funny. It's comical. But everything that I put out, there's a message in there, and the students get it. And I've done these shows live, so I've seen what it's like to be in person, and I've seen how the students, the staff, the principals react after we go to the school, do the songs, do the speech. it's all impact driven for sure.
And I think that's good. So I see you. So you be having the J's on.
Okay.
All right. You got the shirt tucked in. I mean, it's the look for me. Yeah, so I'm like, I see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you got the little pose, like we say twerking. I'm like, I see. But it's real. I love content. So
yeah.
I really like to dive and like, dang, all right, let me see how he's selling the tree.
Yeah.
He's selling it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of response you get when you go to the schools?
The response to the schools is crazy. So when I go to the school, it's beautiful when something, man, I don't know. I swear I don't say this from an arrogant standpoint.
Nah.
When something's good, it's so interchangeable. So I understand that on the internet, they get the context of like a lot of the videos are like if the school nerd was dating or if the school nerd's getting bullied or when the school nerd makes a diss track. I understand in person, if you don't have that quick second of content, that comes off real funny. So when I go to the schools, I just do the song. Excuse me, I'm just
you get it.
I just do the song straight up. I just perform them like any other rapper would, right? Because I understand they don't have that quick second of content, but it still goes. That's what's crazy. Like when it's good, it can be funny, it can be serious, it can be in person, it can be online. But when you really take time and not just throw anything out there, but when you're really dialed into what you're doing, it's interchangeable. So when I go to the schools, all that to say, I do the songs from a more serious standpoint. It's still funny, but it's different. It's more of a serious tone. And then I do the last song at the schools that's like for real. We really talking about everything coming from a single parent home, all the struggles that I had to go through. So we just take them on this ride. Like it starts off fun, funny. I'm not a thug, not a shooter. I just do my work, doing drugs like crazy. I ain't popping perks. And we take them on a journey to the point where we're like, you know, I was 10 years old when my parents split. It hurts me to this day. I must admit, like we really take them on this journey.
Love it.
And then I spend like the last 10, 15 minutes of the live shows just sharing the things that I had to overcome to get to this point.
Wow.
And I mean, we've had principals crying. We've had
breakthrough.
We've had, you know, the last school we went to, somebody caught me in the hallway and was like, so-and-so left here crying today. And I'm like, you know, that's touching. They're like, no. So-and-so is literally the hardest, most violent student at this school. And they left this assembly crying. And I don't say that to be cool. It's just when you find what you're called to do, is impactful.
So this is the question I ask everybody. How do you, because I understand you're being very humble. I got you. Greatness comes with some kind of cockiness. So how do you?
That's real.
So your confidence and your cockiness, how do you make them intertwine with each other? Because you got to have some kind of. To me, people love greatness, but they don't like the cockiness of the greatness. But they do like the cockiness. Like Jordan would go say, "LeBron ain't nothing."
Right.
And everybody, like, "Oh, yo, Jordan will go."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then LeBron would say, I'm just breaking numbers."
Right.
So how do you you know you good at what you do? How do you go from that confidence to cockiness?
Yeah, that's a good question. I just there are moments where it comes. I feel it like that's what y'all like. That's what y'all. All right, I'm gonna show you. So there's moments where it comes out, but there's a couple things that keep me grounded. One, a lot of it does not come from me. I am just a vessel. Like there's so much of it that I can't take credit for.
Yes,
that I can't pump my chest because it's like some of these songs write themselves. They just come. A fully formed thought comes to me. Maybe I'll add some more words and find them. But like, you know, some of the biggest lines, like they just came to me. So I can't take too much.
I got you.
Too much credit for it. I think that's what really keeps me grounded. And I'm just like, I'm not worried about nobody else. I've never I don't care.
Listen, I tell people DNA. Okay, DNA. I got an acronym for it.
Okay, I'm waiting for it.
The D is you are designed.
Okay.
The N is to notice.
Okay.
The A is your assignment.
Ooh, I like that.
So when you are designed to notice your assignment, there's no competition because nobody DNA like mine.
No.
So I'm not worried about who else doing podcasting.
I'm worried about it.
I do me.
And it takes time away from me making good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thinking about somebody else. What?
Yeah. So there are. I can't pretend like there aren't moments where I'm like, ooh, yeah, I could probably do that about 10 times better.
Yeah.
But I try to remember, like, boy, this stuff comes to you. You're not the creator of it all. So to speak.
And that's good to know though, because some people will be like, well, because you do have, I call it the imposter syndrome. So you're gonna have people that's gonna be like, I'm gonna try to do exact thing like him, and I'm gonna go viral. Yeah, you got those people though. It's like
no. I'm so in tune to what I'm supposed to be doing and how I'm supposed to be doing it, and that's why it's effective.
That's good.
And I don't think anybody else could do it the way that I do it, and that's not because I'm better than anybody. It's because I'm so like
it's what you designed to do though.
This is my entire life.
Yes.
I started rapping. Like a lot of people don't know this. I started rapping when I was in the 3rd grade. How do I know? My rap name was the 3rd grade rapper. I rapped from then to 21. Low key, nobody cared, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I spent hours as a teenager watching. I don't even know why.
That's crazy.
Comedy Central. I grew up on like this is my personality. People who know me personally know that Anthony, 1 minute will be super deep and 1 minute will be saying something super crazy and outlandish. It's my personality.
Yes.
Personified.
I love it.
So no one could do it, and I can't do what you do because I don't have your personality.
And I think once people understand that, I think the success will come. So you talked about going into seminars and So what motivates you? What's that thing that's inside of you that's pushing you to say, I'm gonna be great no matter what?
Yeah, I think a therapist might say this is unhealthy, but some people run towards what they want. There are a couple things. I'm gonna answer this a few ways.
Okay.
Generally speaking, I think what keeps me going on all fronts. Some people run towards what they want. I think I've been running from what I don't want. At a very young age, I was exposed to a way of living.
Okay.
That I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to repeat these cycles. I don't want to be in this position. So what keeps me going high level is like being very clear about what I don't want for myself, for my wife, for my children, for my community. One thing. 2 things. Again, I feel like it's my requirement. I was telling Chip that today, me and Chip talking. It's like with the gifting and talents that I was blessed with, like I don't feel like I have any other choice but to use it to make an impact.
Go get it.
It'd be wrong for me to hoard it to myself. That is not why I have it. So I feel like I'm called to it. And yeah. So
I think that people need to know, like, once you know your calling, like you will understand. Like I started this brand, Why Now Is Your Time, literally back in 2009.
Yeah.
But it took me a while to catch my momentum, to understand like why am I doing the Why Now Is Your Time.
Yeah.
But the Why Now Is Your Time, again, you guys using me as a vessel, say 3 principles, like brand legacy.
I love that.
Now I started thinking, he said, okay, write a action word with everything. So design your life, create your brand, leave your legacy.
I love it.
Then write a sentence. Now with your own information and products.
Jeez.
So now we go to why now is your time for you to design the life you want, create the brand you deserve, but most importantly, leave your legacy with your own information and products.
Right. Man, that's
now they come together and it's like, now I'm living in my purpose.
Right.
So now I figured, I got all these products, I got all these things, and I'm teaching, educating, motivating people to go to the next level. So I got something I need to double check just to make sure. So the name, what made you come up with that name though?
What name?
The Instagram name. I'm getting there.
Greatness Cotton?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
where that come from?
So my actual name is Anthony Cotton, government name. And then greatness, I always explain it as I want to do great things. I want to help other people do great things. So I just do the greatness, and it's not to be arrogant or put myself above anybody. Is I know that I want to do great things. I want to see other people do great things in the community. So greatness is just.
So what you see? What you see content going in the next 10 years? What you see?
Oh, that's scary. With the metaverse and AI.
The AI is crazy.
But
just because the AI, to me, the AI, what you're gonna realize that people not that creative, because some people are gonna be trying to use the AI to create things for them, and everybody gonna be saying the same thing,
which is already an issue without artificial intelligence.
That's what I'm saying.
Real intelligence makes people repetitive, so artificial. That's a great point.
So you know what I'm saying. So you got some people that be like, I want to be a motivational speaker. They're gonna go to AI and be like, you want to be a motivational speaker? What should I talk about? Right. And then the AI gonna give them that. You can have somebody else doing the same thing, and the AI gonna give them that. The AI ain't as smart as we trying to think it is.
Yeah,
it's smart, but it's not that smart because people made it.
Yeah,
humans made
artificial.
Without the humans, it wouldn't be made.
Yeah, period.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a great point. That's a great point. Where I don't know. Honestly. I would go, if I had it my way, I would go hard from a creative standpoint for like 10 more years and then just focus on business. I want to be impactful forever. I do love the songs and the performance, so I'm going to do that as long as God lets me do that.
Got you.
But like the content piece, I only do that because I feel called to it.
I got you.
That might not be a sexy answer, but it's a true
But it's real though.
Yeah.
It's real though, because I tell people all the time, like, I record 30-second video, just like some motivation stuff. And I tell people, to me, it's about the impact. Right. Because at the end of the day, if somebody can send me a DM and say, man, you really inspired me today. To me, that's where it's at.
Right.
It's in the impact. It's in the information. It's into pushing people to another level. So that elementary kid might want to commit suicide, but then they might hear you be like, nah, I can't do it.
Right.
You know, because you impacted them for what you doing.
Man, yeah. And we'll see. I do have that creative thing. So like I say that I only do it for 10 years now, but I can't picture myself with my life without being creative. Social media just happens to be the way that you get creativity out.
Yes.
Right now. We'll see what happens.
So you have a little girl. How many kids you got?
I have a 5-year-old and then I have a little baby boy on the way. That's
okay. So that's your little girl I seen that was on TikTok. I'm not TikTok, that was on Instagram.
Probably.
Yeah. I think her and your wife.
Yep.
Y'all was somewhere.
Yeah.
She was giving behind the scenes.
Yeah. Sounds about right. I don't
know. So what she think, 5-year-old, about what you doing?
She loves it. She loves it. She knows the songs.
Okay.
She says them wrong.
Okay.
So I'm like, don't sing that as okay. I gotta tell you this. So the most popular song, Not a Shooter. Yeah. It's the most popular song. The chorus is, I'm not a thug, not a shooter. I just do my work. Doing drugs, are you crazy? I ain't popping perks. When you smart, all the pretty girls, they want to flirt. How you don't know how to do no math, but you know how to twerk. But my daughter says, I'm doing drugs and I'm crazy and I'm popping perks. I'm like, no. That's the opposite. That's the opposite. She got the words mixed up. We're helping her. Anyway, but she knows the words to the songs. She loves coming to the schools.
Dancing. She dancing too.
Yeah, she, which is interesting. She was really timid, but she saw me performing at school one day. All of a sudden, next thing I know, she's right here next to me dancing while I'm performing. So she loves to just have fun, give the kids handshakes. So she loves it.
So would you? And now this is the question: Would you want your daughter to create content?
Okay. No, this is my first answer.
Okay. But
if God wanted her to do that and called her to do it, I would support it. But no, my daughter, people from the time she was like 1 are like, you need to put her in modeling. You need to put her in acting. You need to put her in commercials. And I've done all of that.
Got you.
And I've seen behind the scenes of all of that. And I've seen how it impacts people mentally, emotionally, and how solid you got to be to stay true in this. That I just want her, no. But if that's what she's called to do, that's what she's called to do. And her daddy's going to give her the blueprint, support. But
that blueprint.
But no. and this, no. If it was my choice.
So I would ask people all the time, like, man, so is it a point? I'm noticing that you said that you telling your story from when your parents got separated and stuff like that. So your why, which the acronym for why is what's hurting you. What's hurting you is what usually fuels you.
For sure.
So let's talk a little bit about your why.
Yeah.
And why is it giving you that fuel to change lives?
That's so good. Yeah, it's back to what I said earlier, knowing what I don't want for myself, knowing what I don't want for other people, just knowing the pain of my culture.
Come on.
And the things that I think could help alleviate that pain. But there is a lot of things that I had to go through that it's like, if I could prevent you from going through that through a TikTok video or a performance at your school, that might not be the number one thing that makes you, but if it contributes, let me do it. If I can give you a different perspective, that's what really breaks my heart. The things that are considered cool, even for me when I was young, the thugging, drugging, sexual promiscuity.
Yes.
The things that are like, if you're not doing these things, you're not the man.
You lame.
That mindset is so upside down. And it breaks my heart, and I know where it goes. I'm 29 now. I'm not super, I'm not saying I'm super wise, but I've lived long enough to know the dude that was the man for all that in the high school, legitimately dead or in jail. Super cliche. It's cliche because it's true.
It's true.
The girl that was everybody knew in high school.
I got 5 kids.
5 kids. Don't look the same. Teeth missing. Now, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like I've seen where this goes.
That's true.
So if I could shift the mindset and redefine, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to redefine what's cool. I'm trying to make positive messaging as appealing as toxic messaging, because for whatever reason, toxic messaging is very appealing. I'm not any better than anybody. It was appealing to me when I was 16, 17.
People love negative. So
yeah,
if we get on here and say, hey man, we got to tell y'all something positive, they're going to turn us off.
Right.
But me and you start fighting right now in this room,
they're gonna love it.
Let's see let's see who win that fight.
Right.
They want to really, they dial into the negative energy.
And but it's true. That's why I do what I do, how I do it.
Yes.
Because again, if I say, girl, I don't know, something positive like, don't use your body to get attention. You need a man who gonna whatever. No one's gonna hear that. But if I say it's not about booty or if you can shake it, but girl, can you do some equations? Like now they're listening. So it has the same aggression as the rap or whatever, the culture that we come from. But the messaging is just different. So that's why I do what I do, how I do it.
I love it because I think people need to know like exactly what it is that I'm finna get to your TikTok. I mean your Instagram real quick. Here we go. And where did it go? I had it for sure. I know I saved you as a friend. And this is live. This is
all good. Just type in Greatness Cotton or Anthony Greatness Cotton. It'll come right up.
And all right, here we go. So first of all, I want to talk about that picture. Why is the picture like this?
Oh,
where that came from?
That picture is magical. I was known for those fedora hats. I don't wear them as much anymore, but I was known for those fedora hats. So I was rocking the fedora hat. I was in Atlanta.
Because that's the first thing I really noticed when I'm like, it's like, do I know something? Or do you want to,
I was just excited. I was excited. That's just my personality. Like, hello.
Okay.
So we took that picture and it just stuck. I knew when they clipped it too, I was like, I felt the spirit on that one. So it just stuck.
So also too, I do like the fact that you put father, husband, and child of God.
Yep.
So let's talk about fatherhood connected with godhood.
Yeah.
So why is that so important to you?
Fatherhood is so important to me because, again, you said your why. I forgot what the acronym
was. Hurting you?
Yeah. So my dad's a great guy. I'm not taking anything from him. He spent a lot of my life in prison. So I know the feeling of your dad missing your first day of high school, your high school graduation, the day your daughter was born, your wedding. And again, I'm not taking nothing from him. He's had a life that's more difficult than most people we know. But he spent a lot of time in prison, which means I spend a lot of time without him. So because I know what that feels like, I never want my children to feel what I had to feel.
I like that.
The book that I wrote on this journey was called I'll Be Here. And the whole book is a promise to my daughter that outside of death, I'm always going to be present and engaged. Not just present, but present and engaged in her life.
So God, he's very important in your life.
100%.
And you said something earlier, and I'm just thinking about what you said is your creativity comes from him.
100%. No question.
But the question is, and I like to ask this question because I ask people this all the time. I say, do you think that God is giving everybody the same type of gift? I know everybody got different gifts,
right?
But some people got the same type of gifts.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
I got you.
No, I don't think he gives everybody the same types of gifts. I do think he gives everybody a gift.
Or some gift.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And I think obviously this is easy for me to say because I have a gift that puts me in front of people and people like it. Whatever. Yes. But I think we have to break down the idea of what this is 101, but we got to break down the idea of what we think a gift is. Because it's a little tiny box of either you're good at music, you're good at sports, what is it? Good at music, good at sports, professional speaker. Yeah. You know, like
we limit it. We don't limit
it to like 4 things.
Yeah.
And I think if we would just break down that box of what a gift is, you could see, oh, no. The way that I'm able to put myself in somebody's shoes, that's a gift that could take me somewhere. The way that I cook up these apple pies, that's a gift that can be a blessing.
I like that.
Your blessing might be to 1 million. Your blessing might be to the neighborhood. Your blessing might just be to your children. But I do think, is everybody's gift different? Nope. Does everybody's gift have the same amount of responsibility? Nope. But I do think everybody has a gift. And if we would just make the list unlimited to what a gift could be, more people would be like, oh, I am gifted. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a singer. I'm not an athlete, but I am gifted. God did put something in me. Yeah.
And I think, I tell people every day you get up, you should aspire to inspire others.
Right.
You should at least do something, because I think like, I'm a firm believer God have people connected to people.
Right.
Let me explain. So like, there's so many great ideals at the gravesite because people didn't live your purpose. Let me tell you how funny God is. God might give you a vision,
right?
But then you don't take advantage of it. 5 years later, you be like, man, I had that 5 years ago. Because you didn't want to let God use you.
Mad
he gonna give it to him.
Be mad about it too. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. When I was hold on. True story. I'm gonna talk about when I was a little bit of a hater.
Okay.
When I was in high school, I was like, I'm gonna be the first person to ever put out a rap and an R&B album together. This man Drake came out. But I wasn't called to do that.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, that's real. Yeah, that's real.
And I was like, if God have ideals, and God is funny, he's like, I got ideals and I want to use some of you for it. But if I give it to you and you don't use it, I gotta get somebody else.
Right.
And it's like,
and you gotta do it. Like he is not gonna do it for you.
No.
Even if you're called, if he has a plan for you, you know, people throw that around. He has a plan for you.
Come on.
A plan has to be worked out, has to be developed, has to be followed.
Written down.
It doesn't say that God has autopilot the Sims for you to be successful. It says he has a good plan for you.
So let's talk about mentor. How important is mentor to you?
That's a good question. And
before you answer, I say, I look as a mentor as a GPS.
Okay.
If I'm going to you live in McKinney, Texas. So if I'm going to McKinney, Texas, you say I live at 2959 Old Road, and that's it. I'm like, okay. So you gave me your address.
Right.
And I start driving in my car without putting in the GPS. I don't know how long it's going to take me to find it.
Right.
But a GPS, it tells me how long it's going to take me to get there.
Yep.
It tells me the route I can take that's shortest.
Right.
That's how I look at a mentor.
Yep.
So how important is a mentor?
Mentoring, it's important. I've had bad luck with mentors.
Oh, man, come on.
I just have to be honest. I don't think I have, honestly.
Okay.
I crave, I am able to submit. Like
yes.
Not to any, let me not lie.
Come on.
Let me not lie. To the right person.
To the right person. Okay.
And if I feel like God called you to, not just anybody.
Okay.
But the right person to feel like God called you to my life, I am able to submit and follow. I just haven't had great luck with mentorship. I won't go into detail. I won't nobody out. But
I want nobody in the streets, man.
I just haven't had great luck. I love what you said, though. I feel like a mentor is almost like even crazier than GPS. Because sometimes GPS could tell you one thing, but that mentor might be like, I know what the GPS is saying, but if you go boom,
come on,
you're gonna go around. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's almost like a level up. But
it's
one day I'm gonna have a beautiful older fella
teaching me something.
But I haven't had luck.
So being a comedian, you consider yourself a comedian in a way?
For now,
you have to.
My expression is humorous.
Okay, because it's funny though.
It is. I think this first album that I'm gonna put out is gonna be a straight comedy album.
Okay.
The second album is I'm gonna move more and more. Yes. For now, yes, it's a comical expression.
Okay, because I mean, when I'm watching the video, I'm like, man, this is fun.
It is.
And I'm like, if I'm a kid, I'm be I'm an adult and I'm laughing.
Right.
So I can imagine the kids be like,
the fan base is online is predominantly adult.
Oh wow.
So the kids, or maybe half and half, I think the kids enjoy it. I'm hoping because it's what they need, and the parents and adults enjoy it because it's what they want to be in the front or what they want to say or want students. So it's an interesting. Anyway,
so do you think that what you do can be a cartoon? I think it could.
Interesting.
I think it could. I
haven't thought about it.
I think it can be a cartoon.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you.
Big Nerd, the cartoon characters? The nerdy.
Yes. Man.
No, I haven't thought about it.
I think it could be though.
I haven't thought about it. But when you say it and I think about it.
Because all the words you're being funny, you're articulating, and you're educating.
Yeah. So that's the goal.
Now imagine cutting on a 30-minute.
That's interesting.
A 30-minute cartoon, and you're only gonna get 21 minutes.
Right.
So then we doing 30-second clips. So then now we need 42 clips.
And then YouTube kids be popping. I know that's a side note, but we talking about content. You want to see some views? You want to see a check?
Yeah.
Go to YouTube Kids.
Because Ryan is getting that check.
That's not something I've thought about, but that is
interesting. For real, I think
that specific character, I think
yes,
like the nerdy character that I think that's gonna last for a season. Is what I'm saying. I'm gonna move into some different expressions.
Okay.
But as a standalone character, that would be a dope cartoon.
Yeah, you see, I have my guy, he draw my cartoons up for me.
Oh, that's dope. I actually might need to holler offline about that.
Yeah.
Album cover. Yep, yeah. I might need to holler at you about that.
So, but man, I just think it's so creative, man. So I have a game I call the word game.
Let's get it.
I say a word, you tell me what's your mindset around content creation.
Calling. I know. I feel like that's not I don't care though. Calling. That's all it is to me.
Mindset.
Mindset. Man, make or break.
Ooh, I like
your entire life. Oh, your entire life. Your kids' life. Your generations of people's lives.
Critics.
Dependent on your mindset. Critics, hurt. Some it
constructive or
it depends. If it's someone who's giving me constructive criticism, I respect that. But if it's just somebody that's just like clearly being negative just to be negative, I feel like it's coming from a place of pain.
Social media.
Gosh, I know everybody's gonna want me to be like, it's the greatest thing ever. Changed my life.
I say social media, and before you coming, I'm gonna say social media is a place that we're renting, we don't own. Our website is what I own.
Yeah.
So my objective every day is get people off social media and get them to my website.
Yeah.
That's my personal objective because you can get kicked off any second.
It's true.
But imagine you had a million subscribers, a million text messages, a million people you can reach at any time at any second.
Right.
That's reframing the mind of saying social media. When we go on social media, I go on Instagram. It's like me going to somebody's house, and then when the minute they don't like what I got to say, they kick me out.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's real.
But when somebody comes to my website, WhyNowIsYourTime.com,
right?
Then they can start saying, "What's up, man? It's Lloyd Christten, man. You looking for some motivation? I'm glad you're here."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So go below, click, subscribe.
Right.
Now I welcome you to my house.
For sure, that's real.
So social media, what's your thoughts?
Man, when I just think it's the avenue right now. Like television was, as a creative, was the avenue at one point.
I got you.
Writing articles in the newspaper was so right now to me, social media just happens to be the avenue for me to make an impact and get that creative juice out.
Legacy.
Woo. When I think of legacy, I think of this one story that rocked me. It's a true story. I don't know like all the data and stuff, but they looked at two men.
Okay.
One man was a lawyer.
Okay.
One man was like addicted to drugs and alcohol.
I got you.
And they followed their family for 100 years.
Oof.
And the one that was a lawyers, cops, successful. I'm sure there was, some issues there, but for the most part, for like 100 years,
crazy.
That family was emotionally and financially stable.
I like
the alcoholic, drug addiction, prison,
generational curses. Serious.
They followed them for 100 years. I got to find the actual study, so I'm not just out here but they followed these two men's path. So that's what comes to mind. So the things that I do now, yes, financial success, yes, all generational wealth, all that. But like who I am now is so important to so many lives to come.
So if you can go back and tell your 13-year-old self something to make your life look different today, what would it be? Come on.
Don't chase the skirts. I think that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
And know who you are.
Yes.
Know who you are in the context of relationships. I put myself through a lot of unnecessary things, not just chasing women, but just in the context of relationships.
I got you.
So
first thing that comes we have a time capsule about this big. Okay. It's about this wide. You're on your way out.
Okay.
We need you to put 3 things in there. We're gonna put it in the ground and pull it up 1,000 years later. What three things?
1,000? That's a lot.
I know, but what 3 things we want people to remember you by?
Oh, wow.
That we putting up in there. What are those 3 things that we're gonna put in there?
Wow.
And we're gonna put it 1,000 years later and say, this is who he was.
Ooh. God, Lee, you said 1,000 years?
1,000 years. We want to pull it out the ground and say, so we can remember you.
Man.
You only can put 3 things. It's only about that big, though.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
What you want to leave? This is the question people got to ask themselves. What do you want to leave behind so people can remember you by your legacy?
Oh, that's so difficult. Nobody's ever asked me a question this hard, ever. I'm going to have to go with a picture of me, my wife, and my children.
Okay.
I want them to know that's what I stand on.
Okay.
That is the most important thing to me. So I'm going to put that in the box.
Okay, that's one. We need 2 more things.
They're going to say, this was important to him. 1,000 years later, this is what he wants us to see. The second thing that I will put, I want to... I write a lot.
Okay.
My plans... what has happened.
So you're gonna leave notes?
Leave a notebook.
Okay.
I'm already planning to do this.
Okay, so I got you.
Leave a notebook of just like how I maneuver life.
How you thought.
Exactly. And I got you. Maybe it will be helpful. Maybe it'll probably be helpful. Let's be honest. Let's not play too humble now.
Come on.
It'll be very helpful for my sons and my son's sons. So just the maneuvers, the things that I had to go through, overcome. I want to leave a notebook so they could
love that.
Have a blueprint. Like we don't have our blueprints.
Yes.
We don't.
What's Big Mama recipe that we could have passed on to the kids?
Exactly. And how we do family, the Chick-fil-A family. I don't know if you studied them.
I did a lot of
but I was listening to the
crazy,
CEO and like his kids work there. And they were like, when you come to be a part of this family, there's structure and there's rules to being a part of this.
Yes.
If you want to marry into this family, this is how we handle conflict. This is how we handle finance. So I want some type of book like that.
Yes.
Because we just be out here doing family, making a mess. So that is the second thing.
Okay. And the last thing.
Oh, that's so hard.
It is.
Why you doing me like that? It's
something to think about. I think when people don't want to think about the end because we always feel invincible. We always feel like, I got time. I got
that's
time.
Real.
You know what I'm saying? I tell people, so 3 things you can do with time. Either you can spend it, you can waste it, or you can invest it.
Yeah.
You got to figure out which one was important to you.
Yeah.
People are wasting too much time, not living their dreams, not living their purpose, not out here getting it.
Right.
And I think that's what's slowing us down. So we're going to let the third one make it. So this is the part where I flip the question around and say, is there anything you want to ask me? Man, I like to leave the floor open. I love to leave the floor open. I don't want to always be asking the question.
Right. Man, there's so many things. This whole space is what I need in my life.
Oh, it's what you need in your life.
Okay, how would you advise me to go from where I am now, social media content, doing the live shows? I want to create a space just like what you have here,
content creation place,
so that students can come in the summer and create content. A safe place for them to come express music, boom, boom, whatever. How would you advise me to go from the creator to like hosting the creators? That's my long-term goal.
The first thing I would tell you to do, and this is what we have done now, I continue to run the play over and over, is you want a space like this. You want a building that you own and you create. Of course, you know it's a little investment.
Right.
All right. But I think so many people are scared to invest.
Right.
All right. Once you create this spot, this allows you to bring in certain students.
Yep.
People, but I would make them fill out a like a recommendation or like something. You don't want to bring anybody in.
Right. Okay.
You want to bring people who are creative, people who are really serious.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have some knuckleheads coming to play around. Right. That's not what we're looking for.
Right.
And not to call nobody kids knuckleheads, but I was a knucklehead kid.
Yeah. So y'all kids, I know them. I love them.
But
knuckleheads.
But I think you should do that. I don't know how, man, this place in Houston, it don't cost as much as people would think. But,
really?
You know what I'm saying? But it's just being consistent, man.
Yeah.
And then setting yourself up. You got your website yet?
I do have a website.
Okay. So now you got a website, whatever the name, / summer program.
Yeah.
And say, apply now.
Right.
And then they apply, then you get them in, you be like, hey, this is what we want to do. I'm only taking X amount.
Yeah.
But the whole focus is for you create this content.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
2 more questions.
Come on.
That are wrapped together.
Yes.
What has been the easiest part of your journey to get here? And what has been the hardest part?
The easiest part is tapping into my purpose. The hardest part is lonely. Because most people are working.
Yeah.
Ain't too many full-time entrepreneurs. I have no job.
Yeah.
I have my own products. I have my first book, working on my second one.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I am a creator.
Right.
So, and I tell people the power 1000.
What's that?
The power 1000 is focus on 1,000 people that love you.
Oh, okay.
That know you, that like you, that trust you, that's willing to spend $1,000 a year with you.
Got it. Yeah.
That's $1 million.
I've heard of that concept. Yeah.
That's $1 million.
Right.
You can have 100,000 or 1 million people following you, but if nobody investing in you.
I know this from experience. Mr. Camera. I can tell you from experience.
If nobody invested in you, then
right.
So I said the power 1000.
Yeah.
If you just focus on 1,000 people loving you and they loving your content,
right,
then they'll be saying, you know what, he got just so hypothetically, like, give me a scenario. How many videos you think you create a month? Just
how many videos do I create a month?
Okay.
I only create 4 videos a month.
Okay, so cool. So you do 4 videos.
Yep.
All right. So imagine if you could say, hey, I can give you out these 4, but I got some behind the scenes.
Right. And there would be a lot because I try to be majestic.
Yeah.
Try to overpost.
Yeah, I got some behind the scenes that you can go see.
Yeah.
For $3, $5 a month.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have those behind the scenes.
Yeah.
For your supporters.
Right.
So, that's what I would say, man, is just lock into that. Because to me, God already said, give us good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over.
Right. It's
so
in there.
I learned that I don't need 1 million people to make $1 million.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
And 1 million people, from experience, does not make you $1 million.
You know what I'm saying?
I know from experience, from my life, and I've been around some of the people that you.
So I always tell the people all the time, like, man, I focus on the power 1000. I just be consistent with my content.
Yep.
I have something to offer them.
Yep.
And say, this is my price. If you want this, the dangling carrot.
Right.
This is what I give you for free. Imagine what I got behind the scenes.
Yeah. And this is off topic, but I feel like in-person stuff is so underrated.
It is.
I think we put everything on. You got to get popping on social media. I'm telling you, from experience.
Come on.
Meeting one of the right people is worth 2 million views.
It is.
Meeting one of the right, having a real connection with one person has done way more than me.
I don't do podcasts online. You know why? I'd rather meet them in person.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I'd rather them come to my studio. I'd rather them to experience who I am.
Exactly.
To me, you don't get the full experience. If I'm telling you I got a content creation studio, oh yeah. Right. You get here, but what's your thoughts?
Soon as I got what? Heaven on earth is this?
It's different.
Yeah, it is.
It's different.
It's very different.
Somebody can tell you.
Right.
Until you actually come, you like, Right. When we get off this podcast, I'm gonna show you the vibe board. I'm gonna show you some of the things that how we get this thing popping.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I had a guy yesterday. Hey man, he lives in Houston. And you think we can do something? I don't do online.
Yeah. That's smart.
Only in person.
My end goal is not 1 million followers on TikTok. Is to let these videos lead me to live shows. That's where
I love it.
Money comes from. That's where the impact actually happens on a crazy level.
So before we go though, so you got somebody sending you out?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I work for a company called Youth Equipped to Succeed right now.
Okay.
So they send me all around Texas to talk about all kinds of different stuff. Now, when it comes to the music shows, that's just me and my wife thugging it out.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. So it's coming from two angles.
Asking for the sale, let's go close the deal. Simple. Asking for the sale, closing the deal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, we can come, but this the price.
Wait, say that again?
We can come, but this the price. Y'all charging?
Oh yeah.
So we can come to your school
for sure,
but here's the price.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another model that we're looking at because of some of the schools that we service are just on the block. They're in the hood. There's no way to put it. They don't have some of the finances is sponsors. So we'll have people sponsor the show.
I got you.
That way there's no cost to the school. It's covered. It's a brand that we're aligned with.
I got you.
Boom. So there's just different models. But it all is live. My focus, I got the social media thing down. We make a couple of dollars off of that, but live shows is where it's at for me.
And to me, I mean, that's why I try to tell people, man, that to get to know people. Like when I met Chip, he was like, man, okay, Lloyd, you onto something. Man, you know what I'm saying? Boom. You onto something.
That's my guy, Chip.
Yeah. So, man, it was a pleasure, man. Anything else you want to ask before we get off?
No, I think that's it. I'm inspired just being in the space. Like, just show me around real quick.
Yeah. Listen, man, thank you guys for watching this podcast. Remember, as I always say, go out, design the life you want, create the brand you deserve, but most importantly, leave your legacy with your own information and products. See you next video.